Good morning, everyone. Just a quick note before we get going with the lesson here, because our next section is budgeting, although this still relates a lot to the stuff we've been doing with annuities and mortgages, that sort of thing. But as we mentioned at the end of last week, that assignment that you've got, okay, that is due tomorrow, right? So if you're not finished that after today's lesson, you should probably use the class time to finish that up, okay, or work on the practice problems that are going to be at the end of this video. Okay, so 3 fairly quick examples, and that's going to be it for this morning. Okay, because we've looked at some different ways that you can save money. So now we're going to talk about identifying which type is which. Although again, we can rely on the TVM solver to do a lot of the work for us if we want to. Okay, so here's our first example. Chris wants to buy a $5,000 home theater system 2 years from now. He has a savings account that earns 3.5% compounded monthly. How much should he have in the account now to save enough money for the system? Okay, so key thing here, right, is that I'm talking about now. Okay, it doesn't say he's going to save monthly payments or weekly payments or anything like that. So because we're not making any payments, this is not an annuity. This is compound interest. Okay, so we're going to go back to using our compound interest formula. So, right, my variables for that are P, A, I, and N. Okay, what do I know? Well, he wants the $5,000 in 2 years. So that's at the end of his investment. He wants $5,000. Okay, for his interest rate, I, we have it's 3.5%, so 0.035. Okay, and it's compounded monthly. So we're going to divide that by 12. Okay, which is 0.0029166, and so on. Okay. And then for N, it's 2 years, and it's being compounded monthly. So we multiply that by 12. That's 24. So now that I have all that information, we can plug that into our compound interest formula. So A equals P 1 plus I to the N. Okay, I know my final amount is $5,000, and that's equal to P. Okay, I've got 1 plus 0.0026 and so forth, so that's 1.002916666. Okay, to the power of 24. Okay, so okay, so 5,000 equals P 1.072398914. Okay, I apologize for the messy writing there. Okay, last step would be to divide. All right, so it's 5,000 divided by that lovely decimal that we just got there. Okay, so it's $4,662.44. Okay, so if Chris had that much money sitting in his bank account right now, then if you just let it sit there, it would be worth $5,000 in 2 years. Okay. Now, we could have done the same problem with the TVM solver. Okay, even though it's designed for annuities, you can still use it for compound interest. So I'm just going to show how we do with that. So there's our TVM solver. Okay, our present value, that's what we're looking for, so we're going to leave that blank. Okay, for our payments, okay, well, we're not making payments, so we're just going to put that as 0. future value is what we wanted to save. So it's $5,000. Okay, our interest rate was 3.5%. So 3.5. Okay, periods, that's the same as our value for n in the formula. So that was 24. We're compounding it monthly. Okay, and I wanted my present value, and it's the same value we got, right? $4,622. Sorry, $4,662.44. Okay, and again, note the presence of that negative sitting there. It just has to do with how this thing works. Okay, but there you go. Okay, so now, again, we talked about this when we brought up annuities. Most people don't save money this way, right? They don't put a lump sum in and just let it sit there. Okay, so this is almost exactly the same question. Chris wants to buy the same theater system in 2 years, but he's going to deposit something each month. Okay, so how much does he need to deposit per month? So again, we could use our annuity formula, okay, for this. So for our annuity formula, we have our future value, because we're trying to save up, and that's $5,000. Okay, we have PMT, that's what we're looking for. Okay, I and N, but we already know those two because we did that in the last question, right? I is going to be that 0.002916666 because it's still the same interest rate. N is still going to be 24 because we're still compounding for the same amount of time. Okay, so now we're going to switch to our annuity formula to figure out what the payment would be. Okay, so that is FV equals PMT times 1 plus I minus 1 all over I. Okay, so my future value is 5,000. Okay, PMT 1.002916666 to the 24 minus 1 all over 0.002916666. Okay. So just for the sake of moving this along, because we've done this many times, okay, I'm going to kind of jump a step here. I'm going to calculate this at once. Okay, and just write down what the answer is. So I'm going to run that through my calculator in one step and see what we get. So we've got 5,000 equals PMT times 24.82248481. Okay, so again, I just did this power, subtract 1, divided by that decimal. Okay, last step, 5,000 divided by 24.8 and so on. Okay, so the monthly payment would be $201.43. Okay, so if Chris wants to start this way, you'd have to put in regular installments of $201.43. Okay, and again, just to verify, let's look at that using the TVM solver as well. So we'll go back to our TVM solver. Okay, present value 0. Nothing else really changed. The only difference was I was making payments. So for payment now, I'm going to click that button, and there you go, $201.43. The same thing we got using the formula. Okay. Both methods work equally well. Okay. Our final example. A lab technician makes a gross salary of $45,000 per year with deductions of about 25%. He plans to set aside about 10% of his net monthly earnings into a mutual fund that earns 5.5% compounded monthly. How much will the fund be worth at the end of 1 year? Okay, so how much money will this person have saved at the end of a year? Okay, so there's several different things going on here that we have to work through. Okay, there's the deductions part. Okay, so right, this technician only doesn't get to keep all the money. They lose 25%. Okay, then there's another percent here, right? 10% is what's going to go into the account. Okay, of his monthly earnings. Okay, so we're going to start with working towards what the monthly earnings are. So monthly earnings. Okay. So first, let's figure out how much he makes per month. Okay, so that'd just be 45,000 divided by 12. So net income, sorry, not net, this is a gross income. Okay, it's 3750. Okay, then deductions are 25%, so we got to figure out what the net is. So there's a couple ways we could do this, right? The first way is to figure out what's 25%. That's 3,750. Okay, so that is 937.50, and then we have to take that away. So we have 3750 minus 937.50. So $2,812.50. Okay, so that is right our net. Okay, that is our net monthly pay. Okay, so that's what the actual paycheck would look like month to month. Okay, so you can set aside 10% of that. So 10% of that would be $281.25. Okay, so that's how much we're going to be able to deposit into our mutual fund. Okay, so to finish this off, we'll just use the TVM solver to figure out what it's going to be. So TVM solver. Okay, so our present value is going to be 0. There's nothing in there. Okay, PMT is going to be 281.25. Okay, future value, that's what we're looking for, how much the investment is. Okay, the rate is 5.5%, and we are compounding monthly. Okay, so let's jump over to our TVM solver, and we'll run this through. The payment is 281 0.5. Okay, don't know what the future value is yet. The rate was, okay, in periods. Oh, we didn't write that one down. So let's go back. How long were we doing this for? This was for 1 year. Okay, and it's compounded monthly. So that would be 12 periods. Okay, so let's go back here. It's going to be 12. And click FV. Okay, so at the end of 1 year, okay, there's our final answer right there. At the end of 1 year, there's our standard. Of 1 year, the fund will have, will be worth $3,461.39. Okay. So there was a lot of stuff going on in that question, right? And 3 different percents. Okay, lots of information. So you have to read it really carefully and run through the steps to make sure you don't miss anything. Right. That is your first lesson for savings. Okay, so if you'd like to look at some more, okay, this example on page 449, you should have a look at that. Okay, although we can certainly talk about it on Tuesday. And then there's some practice work for this section. But of course, if your assignment's not done, that should be your priority, is getting your assignment done. Okay, and again, for the assignment, right, if you need to go online, there's iPads in the back. Okay, so you can look up some information there. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.